This is By a Night by JABEZ Group. How can we, as members of the church, stay sober-minded and watchful to safeguard what God has built from the attacks of the enemy? Tonight's devotion for reflection and prayer is entitled Vigilance, and it is inspired from the book of Nehemiah chapter 7. Vigilance in church ministry is essential for maintaining the integrity, spiritual health, and effectiveness of the ministry. It is involved being watchful, discerning, and proactive in safeguarding the church mission, people, and doctrine. Here's a breakdown of what vigilance in church ministry can look like. In Nehemiah chapter 7, we see a powerful shift in focus. The wall around Jerusalem is completed, but Nehemiah understands that finishing the wall is not the end of the work. Protecting what has been built is important too. This chapter teaches us that after spiritual breakthroughs or accomplishments, we must remain vigilant to preserve what God has done. Appoint spiritually mature leaders. In verse 2, Nehemiah appoints Hanani and Hananiah to oversee Jerusalem, especially because Hananiah was a faithful man who feared God more than many. This teaches us that in the ministry today, we must be careful to place spiritually mature and God-fearing individuals in leadership roles, not just because with skills or popularity. Character and a relevant walk with God are far more important than charisma. If we want to maintain a healthy and holy church, our leaders must be people of integrity and spiritually mature. Set boundaries and protect the church ministry. In verse 3, Nehemiah gives clear and cautious instructions about when the gate should be opened and closed. He doesn't leave the city exposed to unnecessary risk. Likewise, in our ministry, we need to have the clear boundaries in place to protect people and the integrity of what we're building. That could mean protecting the pulpit from false teaching, setting moral and ethical standards for volunteers, or safeguarding the church environment from the harmful influences. Being vigilant means we don't allow just anyone or anything to enter without discernment. Involve everyone in guarding the work. Also in verse 3, Nehemiah appoints regular citizens to serve as guards, each near their own house. This shows us that spiritual vigilance is not only the responsibility of the pastors and leaders alone. It belongs to the entire community. Every believer has a role to protect the church. Parents are called to guard their homes spiritually. Members are called to watch over one another in love. Everyone must be engaged in prayer, discernment, and encouragement to help the church stay strong and united. Keep good records and know who belongs. In verses 5 and following, Nehemiah begins the process of registering the people and identifying those who belong to the Jewish community. He uses the records of genealogy to determine identity and rightful roles, especially among the priests. In ministry, this reminds us of the importance of structure and accountability. We must know who is part of the church, who is serving where, and whether they are spiritually ready and mature for those roles. Ministry should not be chaotic or careless. There should be a clear responsibility, follow-up, and guidance for growth. Be cautious when you are unsure. In verses 64 to 65, Nehemiah discovers that some individuals claiming to be priests could not prove their lineage. Rather than rushing to let them serve, he wisely suspends their priestly function until further confirmation could come from God. This is a powerful reminder for us not to act hastily in ministry decisions. When you are unsure about someone's calling, character, or readiness, It's better to pause and seek God's direction than to move forward prematurely. Waiting is often a form of wisdom. For final encouragement, chapter 7 reminds us that even after the walls are built and opposition appears to have subsided, we must not let our guard down. The real test often comes after victory, when we are most tempted to ease up. Vigilance in ministry means protecting what God has built, guarding the people He's entrusted us, and ensuring that everything continues in alignment with His will. We must be intentional, prayerful, and watchful in every aspect of leadership, structure, and community life. In 1 Corinthians chapter 16 verse 13 says, "Watch ye, steadfast in the faith, quit you like men, be strong." Our response and action should be: number 1, pray for wisdom in leadership decisions. Pray for our pastor and our leaders. Number 2, review our ministry for gaps and accountability or safety. Number 3, begin to disciple people into maturity, not just into activity. Number 4, remind our team and the church, we are watchmen. Everyone has a gate to guard. For our final challenge, don't let the enemy in after the victory. Nehemiah chapter 7 teaches us to be vigilant, faithful, grounded in identity and in the Word of God, prepared for revival, and generous in service. Just because the wall is built, a breakthrough, a church plant, a revival, or etc., doesn't mean the battle is over. Spiritual vigilance is what sustains what God has started. It's not just about rebuilding walls. It's about building a spiritually strong community centered on God.